Hey, this is Petra with Wanderlust, helping you to unleash your potential and make a difference across the globe. And I'm super excited to introduce our today's guest. Having a history of working in the electrical and electronic manufacturing industry and energy research fields, Cyndi recently decided to combine her know-how with her personal experience and founded her own company, Hello and F, helping women to discover hairstyles and book with trusted stylists and makeup artists near them. She is also the founder of the Lean in Vienna chapter, a platform connecting local and international women professionals, encouraging them to learn and grow together through regular meetups. Originally coming from the UK, Cyndi is currently living and working in the heart of Europe in Vienna, Austria. Cyndi, I'm so excited we are doing this.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here with you.
It's so great. My first question for you is, why did you move to Vienna?
Well, I moved to Vienna because, one word, adventure.
Okay.
I lived in England for a really long time and I just wanted to see what else was out there. So after I finished my university, during my first job, I had the opportunity to travel around Europe interviewing massive computer manufacturers. And it was during this trip I decided, okay, I want to move. So fast forward 1 year later and I found myself in Vienna.
How long have you been already?
In Vienna?
Yeah.
It's been something like 4 years now.
Oh wow,
yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
So you already experienced the culture a bit. So
yeah.
Could you tell me what are some differences between Austria and England?
I think I didn't expect there to actually be a difference because I thought when I moved to Austria it was still Europe.
Yeah.
But I found that there is actually a difference, and for me it's just the way people approach things. It's just a different way of seeing things, and that's also reflected in the language. I just in typical phrases like, you know, in English you can ask, you know, have you had a busy day? Or is in German, like the day itself is not busy, the person is busy.
Yeah.
And so it's just things like that. And of course, for me another interesting thing was personal space.
Okay.
I found that people have a different idea of what personal space is. And also it's interesting for me with the eye contact and length of eye contact that people make.
So where is longer? Is it longer in here or?
Sometimes I feel it's longer here.
Okay.
But I don't know whether it's because they're trying to understand what I'm saying. But I mean, I'd say the other biggest thing is the weather. Like it's so hot today and I'd never experienced such hot temperatures until I moved here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How about some cultural misunderstandings? I'm really curious about that. You know, like everyone experiences something which you feel like, oh my god, that just didn't happen. Did you have some situations like that before or in your time in here in Vienna?
I think the first year for me, because I worked in engineering, it felt like I was, because of the way people say no. I think in German you can just say a firm, direct no. You don't necessarily have to explain yourself. And I found that over here, like, so it was just that direct no, and I just wasn't used to it. And so, because I feel like in England people say it a bit differently, like, probably can't do that. Yeah. And I also found that when I was giving feedback, I had the circumstance where I gave someone feedback and I thought they understood that I didn't find their work to be acceptable. But they didn't get that at all. And that's when I had to learn that, okay, I have to try to be a bit more direct as opposed to subtle.
When you think about those 4 years that you spent in here,
yeah.
Do you feel like you've integrated in Austria or in Vienna?
Yes, I think I have integrated.
Yeah.
I think you never fully get there because you're always learning something new about the culture. I understand, you know, how you argue, for example, in Austria.
How is that?
Like I said, more direct. Yeah. You know, and just even the sort of faces or expressions that people make in certain circumstances. You get used to that.
Do you have an example?
I feel like the anger, like if someone's angry, it shows more in the face. So, and that was also my issue, because I think in England we have this whole poker face thing going on. And yeah, I had to learn how to try to be a bit more, you know, more open about my feelings.
Okay, so you shouldn't show your emotions maybe in meetings or generally at work when you're in England. So you should be kind of more polite, neutral.
Yeah, in England I got the impression that you shouldn't show your feelings when you're at work. I mean, I think that's the professional way of doing things.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I can't say that all my interactions with people in Austria, you know, I can't speak and say they've been professional, maybe from an Austrian perspective as well. But certainly I find that disagreements are more direct and with more passion and feeling, as opposed with less sarcasm.
How about the Austrian humor when we're talking about that? How did you feel about the humor in here? Is it different from England? Because I know in England it's more sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there could be more. I feel like there could be more humor. So a new concept that I found interesting was the whole Schadenfreude. So I might not be explaining this quite correctly, but it's joy at someone else's misfortune. And yeah, I mean, I found it interesting that there's actually a term for it. It's a thing.
So what did help you then to integrate in Austria? What will be maybe even some tips for people generally going abroad? Like what would be important to, you know, to just somehow overcome the culture shock and just dive deep into the culture?
Yeah, I think my top tips. So for me, when I first arrived, I had a yes policy. So which meant I said yes to all social events.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So it may not be, you might get invitations for stuff that you don't normally do. But I used to say yes initially because it was a good way of widening your perspective. You get to meet a lot of different people in a short amount of time. And then after a while, you can start to be a bit more selective about what you say yes to.
Yeah.
It is that whole idea of having an open mind, because socializing may be different from your country of origin. So it's important to have an open mind to that. And also, I always tell my friends this, that it takes time. So you don't arrive and then go to having, you know, your set of friends in like, you know, a week or two. I mean, I guess it's possible in some people's cases, but I think it's okay to be patient and to know that, you know, you will make the right connections with the right people.
Yeah.
And lastly, I found joining activities that are of interest to you. So for me, it was the startup scene that was like, you know, very exciting for me. Because you get there and you immediately meet with people that have a similar passion to you, and then there's just that spark. And
you just founded a company. Congratulations!
Yes, thank you.
But you decided to found it in the UK.
Yes.
Why not in here? I'm curious.
I decided to launch in the UK because the customer base is a customer base that I understand.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole idea is to go global anyway.
Yes.
And I'm sure everyone is wondering, like, what's the startup?
Yes.
So basically, what we do is we help people to meet their hair goals and get the style and look that they want by connecting them with the trusted stylists and makeup artists. So it's a bit of a departure for myself because I'm currently working in the power industry as well. So but I mean, it's a love product because this was something that I struggle with myself, making sure you find the right person to carry out that specific look that you want.
That is wonderful. I really think that there is a market there for that because everyone has specific needs and it's really interesting what you're saying. So you know, if you want to go global, you can start anywhere you want. But still, probably if you know the culture where you're starting out, it's easier, right?
Yeah. That was the idea for me. So. And also from a language perspective,
Yes.
it's easier. So also at the same time, I have a massive network in England, but my network here has grown as well.
Yes.
So that's also something to take advantage of.
And also thanks to Lean In, right?
Yeah.
You're founder of the Viennese Lean In.
Yeah, yes. I founded the entire chapter.
Yes.
In case if people don't know what Lean In is, I mean, I guess we can always include the link somewhere at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, Sheryl Sandberg wrote this book, and when I first read this book, it really resonated with me because I've been struggling with myself with this whole idea of how leadership is, women with leadership qualities are sometimes said to be manly.
Yeah.
And why do certain leadership qualities have to be seen as being manly instead of just being the leader that someone is?
Yeah.
So it was amazing that Sheryl wrote that book, and you know, she was saying some of the stuff that I was thinking. I thought it's okay to think that, and so I dove right in. I started leading the Lean In meetings, and when I found that we had more stuff to offer, more workshops, and that's when we formed the Lean In chapter. That way we can share the information that we have on a much larger scale.
Yeah. And there, like, I know the ladies, since I'm a member too, and I really love it. And we are a very international group.
Absolutely.
How does it feel to work with so many different cultures? Do you even find there some differences? You know, like, since we are all career-oriented women, you know, very ambitious.
Yeah.
Do you still, even though we have something very important in common, do you still feel like it's maybe more challenging to, you know, to come together and to do maybe organize something together?
I think the sort of people that you have there are the people that are interested in meeting other people of a similar mindset and not necessarily, you know, from the same country.
Yes.
And I'm happy that we also have women from Austria.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. So that's good to have. I find that you get all sorts of different perspectives. So it can be challenging for me because sometimes you never know which way the meeting might go.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's exciting. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
And also it's a fantastic way of building your network. Yeah.
So maybe last question I have.
Ooh.
Now, yeah. What might be your one tip for people working internationally? You know, it's like not only Lean In, but generally you work with different nations, nationalities, different cultures.
Yeah.
One tip that you would like to leave us with today?
My one tip is to remember that at the end of the day, people are people. So if you're open to understanding them, you can quickly find similarities between you and them, because at the end of the day, you're both still human beings, and I think at the core of it, everyone craves the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Cyndi. It's such a pleasure to have you.
It was great to be with you, Petra. Yeah.
Thank you. And now we would like to hear from you. So, what did you learn from Cyndi? What is the one thing that inspired you? Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Also, like this video if you liked it. Share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, and I catch you next time on Wanderlust. Yay! Okay.
We did it.
Oh my god, my butt is burning. Like
mine's alright.
Literally on fire.
Yeah, that's why you sit with half a butt.